This is Greg Jones with 1623 Custom Harmonicas, and I thank you YouTubers for stopping in today. And this is going to be a video on harp reed adjustment, and just kind of a follow-up to my last video on the same subject. But anyhow, I want to say that regardless of whether you intend to be a harp customizer or not, or whether you just want to play and don't really want to fool with tricking out your own harps, everyone needs to learn just some of the basic adjustments. It's real important, and I think this is something that is universally agreed upon by the great players and the great techs themselves, is that everyone should learn to do just the basic adjustments themselves. And this kind of also helps you to learn yourself on what it is your preference is and the way your harp is set up. So with that in mind, I wanted to kind of demonstrate some basic adjustments, some basic reed adjustments. And I have here a set of harps that I built, some ring bands that I built for just a good guy, a good old boy, and a great friend, Mr. Robert Moore. And Robert plays is a good player, and he plays with a little band out of Somerville, Texas called the Birch Creek Band. And so I have several of his harps, and he's played them a little while, and then he's decided that he wanted some minor changes made to the setup on them. So first of all, I'll just kind of show you some of the work that I did on the harp. This is a custom ring band right here, and what I did is I've rounded the corners to make it easier to cup and to hold, and then I've taken the comb, and of course it's been sanded and sealed, and then all the nails have been taken out, and I drilled out the plates and put 256 stainless steel screws and nuts. And then of course we opened up the back, and you can see Robert there has gone ahead and marked up the key on the back of the comb there, so he knows what key it is. This one is in the key of C. And then I also on some paint the comb, or the back of the comb, before I seal it. And I do that because for some people it kind of helps to color code the harps, and you know, just a little variety too in the way the harp looks. Anyhow, it then in addition to opening it up, this is optional. I do like to open up, by the way, I do like to open up the harps as wide as I can without really tearing up the cover plates. I like a real wide bell look there. And then I put an optional steel stud or brace there made out of a 256 all thread, or a 256 screw there that I put through the middle, and that keeps you from crushing the cover plates. So anyhow, the harps came out real nice, and they sound real good, have a real nice good clean sound to them. And Robert is not really an overblow player, so he is not looking to have them set up for overblows. But I believe, from what I've heard and spoken to him, that he's more of a softer player, so he likes the harp to be very responsive, and yet he doesn't want, of course, the reeds to stick if he does decide to play a little harder on the higher end. So anyhow, that's what the harp looks like put together. And with the cover plates off, you see here's the harp. I have the brace that's threaded through there, and then the front of it. And then what I do is I put 2 screws in the front to secure that comb to the reed plate, and then 2 screws in the back, and then the stainless steel or brass brace. Or I can put an optional screw there, and just makes it a little tighter on the back as well. And one other note on maintaining your harps, these combs, and if you use a good customizer, they'll seal up the combs. The harp is washable, and I encourage players to run it through underneath the sink now and then, and it just gets the grime and dirt out of there. And you never know, sometimes you might think you have a blown out harp, and you wash it out and it frees out whatever you have lodged in that reed there. So that's just what I encourage. to do now and then, and that kind of goes against the grain on a lot of harp players, but I really think it's the best thing to do. But anyhow, let's take a look at how we would want to make some minor adjustments. I recommend a couple of very inexpensive tools. Just a little pick set that you can get at Harbor Freight or Sears or anywhere hardware store, and these are real cheap. And this is pretty much a straight pick, and then this is kind of a pigtail pick, and they both kind of have their function. But essentially what you're going to do when you adjust out your harp is, for those starting out at this, the top plate, of course, are your blow reeds, and then the bottom plate, those are your draw reeds. And so if you find that, let's say, a note sticks a little bit, you're just going to take this pick here, and you're just going to press down just a little bit, you know, and you just kind of bounce it a little bit, or maybe run up and down it a little bit. You are having to bend some metal, so you do need to go, you need to kind of be firm with it. If you overdo it, you can always go back the other direction, but of course, you know, there are a finite number of times that you can do this, so you want to be kind of careful, but really just kind of up and down a little bit. And when you're doing this, you want to, only thing you really want to watch out for is that you don't really affect the curvature of the reed, and that gets into some more complicated adjustments there. But anyhow, just kind of bounce that reed down a little bit, and that just kind of opens it. Conversely, if you find that well, maybe I want to, you know, I want to make that tolerance a little, or lower the setup, make that tolerance a little closer, you just kind of press it up there, and then see what happens there. And that actually helped that note a little bit. It kind of closed up the gap just a little bit, made it a little bit easier to play. So that's kind of what it looks like with the cover plates off when you're doing the top reed plate, or the top reeds. And then of course to do the bottom is pretty much the same thing. To open it up and to make it play, well, to make it less likely to stick, you're just going to pretty much do the same thing. You're just going to stick this pick in there, and let me see if I can get to a right angle there to where you can see it, and you're just going to kind of gently push it out just a little bit there. And I know the angle is kind of hard to see, and that happens to also be where this other tool comes in, because I like how that one works. You can just kind of stick it in just like that and rotate it, and as you can see that, I'm not sure, it's kind of hard to see, but you can see that reed coming up right there. And I didn't realize quite how difficult this was going to be. Conversely, if you want to close up that gap some, all you really need to do is just take your fingernail or your thumb and just kind of gently press in, just like that. Anyhow, that's how you would do it if you took the time to take the cover plates off, and I really think that's the best way to do it. However, it can be done with the cover plates on, and here I have an E harp, cover plates on. It's the same design, and on this one, if for example, if you wanted to open up the draw reed some, well, all you do is take this little pigtail pick and just kind of go in inside. Having a hard time here showing it. You just go in just like that. And rotate it down. Conversely, if you have the top, you want to do the top plate, you'll just stick it in from behind there and kind of rotate it down, and that'll get you to the top. anyhow, that's just some of the ways that you can adjust these marine bands with the plates on or off. And I really encourage you to try it out. And I really don't think you're going to hurt anything as long as you're gentle. And generally speaking, whatever you do, you can always return back to the way it was. Nothing's going to be permanent unless you just jam something down in there or break the reed off. So anyhow, I appreciate you tuning in, and if you have any comments or questions, well, write out either on my blog or post to the video, and we'll see if we can help you out. Thank you.